and shame the devil. I love being black. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Forgive me. 1 2 1 2. There we go. All right. All right, y'all forgive me. It's been a long day. I had to break down the equipment today. It's a long day. What's up, Kennard the DJ? Go ahead and shame the devil after you tell the truth over there. Yes, sir. Shirley Lindsay, what's going on? Kenny Nicole. Tracy Taylor, what's up, Tracy? Nathan LaFair, what's going on? Ella Clark, what's up, Miss Ella? No sound. Okay, I'm sorry. I got the sound on now. I got it, y'all, now. I'm sorry. I didn't have the microphone plugged up, y'all. It's been a long day. Y'all trust me. It's been a long day, long day. We good now. Well, it's good now. I'm looking at the board. Hey, caller, you calling in? You know what the topic is today? Caller 0069.
Yes.
You know what
Domestic violence.
That's right. Okay. All right, we're gonna get started in a minute. Let us warm up, but let me acknowledge some people in the live that we're gonna get to rolling. We
Okay.
got a lot to say about this domestic violence though. A whole lot to say. At least I do. I do. I've seen some things. I tell you, I really have. Let me make sure I can share it on my page. You guys, make sure you share this video, please. Please share this video. Like and share. Hit like and share. Do that for Martin Johnson, please. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like and share. I got 4 people like it, 2 people shared it. All right. All right. Come on in. Come on in. Share it in my groups so we can get started tonight. Y'all know I'm tired, but I'm here. I'm definitely here because we got to talk. This is a great subject. And a lot of you guys missed it this morning. I'm telling you guys missed it this morning. You guys missed it. I'm telling you. I hope you go back and watch the video, but we're going to play a little bit of the video. And it certainly was inspiration. I learned some things about domestic violence. And I think we all should know the rules. Okay, Doc, let me see how many people I got on here. All right, I got a
Take
low.
your time.
Yeah, I got a low turnout. All right, people, I need y'all to hit this like button. Hit this like button. We're gonna talk about domestic violence. Domestic violence. Come on in, people. Live, uncut, unedited. Mhm. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Come on in, share the Tell video. The truth and shame the devil. I love being black. Come on in, people. I need you guys to hit that like button. They coming in slow, but come on in. Hit that like button. I had to break it, set the equipment up again here in my little studio. All right. Well, come on, people. I need you guys to hit them like buttons now. Like and share. Come on in. We got what? 15 people in this live. Come on now. Come on. 7 on our YouTube. Come on in. We know we need more people. Maybe I need to acknowledge some people on here too. All right. It definitely should. Talking about domestic. We talking about butt whipping. Nobody want to talk about getting their butt whooped, huh? It's violated. Because we got a lot of domestic violence going on. And it really spiked during the COVID. That COVID, man, that COVID took it to another chain. I was doing crime chasing during the COVID. Oh my God. Folks was in the house together. They can't listen. I finally realized that a lot of people didn't like each other during the COVID. They couldn't stand each other guts. Couldn't stand each other guts. I'm talking about couples. Come on in. We got 21 people on there. I should have at least 21 likes. Come on in. Come on in, people. Come on in.
Let's come.
Oh, yeah, they comes a little slow. They dragging on in. Make sure you guys tag somebody. Tag your people. Tag your people. I just shared it. I need some likes. I need at least, well, I tell you what. Let me look at the likes. What I have on likes. All right.
I see 17 so far.
17, okay. We need at least 30. Give myself 30 likes.
Okay, we got 23 now. 23.
23 likes?
23 comments and 42 shares. 14 likes. Okay.
That's terrible.
We getting there.
We're getting there. Come on, people.
Y'all
can do better than that. Y'all can do better than that. Denise Blunt, what's going on? Chris Moore, what's going on? Tracy Taylor, what's going on? Tanya B, She Heavenly. How you doing, Brother Martin? How are you? I'm all right, Brother in Christ. That's right. I'm doing great. I'm blessed. Sandra Collins, I'm blessed. I tell you, no weapon that's formed against me shall prosper. Really. And I've had a good day, good time, people. Okay. Come on in, people. Come on in. It's live, uncut, unedited. Come on, people. Come on in. How many people we have? Live, uncut, unedited. Kendra Nicole, what's going on again? Good evening, Martin and everyone. Raven Harris, what's going on? Y'all moving in slow though, but we all coming in. Normally we don't get warmed up, Doctor, like 15 minutes in. It take about 15 minutes. You know, Facebook don't even send people their notifications. That's another thing.
Yes.
They good at that, boy. They good. This new system they got ain't about nothing. I can't stand it. It ain't about nothing. And that's real talk. Ain't about nothing. Thank you for the blessing too, Doc. Thank you. Paulette, all right. Come on in, people. Come on in. I need some people to come on in. We got the doctor on here tonight. David McDonald, what's going on, brother? Doing it. That's another person that's doing a lot of great work in the community. Great work in the community for free. For free, people. He is helping people for free. Y'all see this fresh lining I got and fresh shave? Man, Dave took care of me. He took care of me. I'm live, people. Live tonight. We got one person holding on. What is looking like up there, Doc? What the numbers looking like? They climbing a little bit? Yeah, they climbing a little bit, especially on YouTube. YouTube, make sure you hit that like button. Why is it so difficult, Doctor, for these people just to hit like on the thing? You want good information, you want good content, but you would not hit like button. That's what I understand.
I had to get back to you. I'm sorry. You have 33 comments and 19 likes and 42 shares. So we getting there. We getting there, sir. We getting there. I was on mute.
Doc. We talking about domestic violence. Come on, Doc. Talk to me. I'm gonna play my video earlier. Come on, I'm gonna let you talk.
Oh, it's tough when we talk about domestic violence, man. That's real tough. Women and men codependent on each other.
Mm-hmm.
And when you codependent on a human being, they subject to do anything. Now, men do what they do. So let me say this: it's not just men that's domestic violence; it's women too.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't just talk about the men. We have to talk about the women too. Mm-hmm. They can verbally abuse you. They can physically abuse you. So it's not just the men nowadays; it's the women too. I have never seen such mess going on out here. Uh-oh. It's a mess going on out here. We really need to stay prayed up. It's not just the men, ladies. You're not just bash the men. I'm not going to do that today. It's the women too. They have to learn how to get along. If you don't get along, let each other go. Period.
I believe in separation.
If you don't get along with that person, let them go. You know, it doesn't make sense to stay in a relationship if you don't get along. Period. You know, that's just too much. You know, and then the kids grow up mad, angry. You teaching your kids how to fight? No, we need to change that. We have to change it. So, you know, domestic violence has been around for yesteryear. You're going to have people with them nasty attitudes. You don't have them. You know, you're going to have people that's angry, mad. But what I have seen, what Martin have seen, even in my own mother, it just scared me. Like, what? This is what y'all do?
And domestic violence not
I'm
always.
gonna mute myself.
Listen, domestic violence it's not always getting your butt whooped either. That's
it's verbal.
Verbal too. So a lot of people don't know that verbal abuse is something else, boy. It's something else. That's dangerous too. That verbal abuse. I tell you. And Doc, I know in your studies and your work and your profession, I know you ran into, what is one of the things that triggers domestic violence?
It's called the past. The past.
Okay.
So, for example, you may have someone who was beaten as a child. Now they get ready to take it all out on you. It's always the history. Always the history. I haven't seen a case like my mother. She was beaten as a child. Then she wanted to take it out on me. Really, Mama? And I the one had to put a stop to say, girl, you can't be doing this. It's the past. And then number 2, alcohol, drugs. They get drunk and they violent. They're violent. Alcoholic. You talk about the past, alcohol, and drugs, and that's what triggers it every time. Every time, it never fails.
What we're gonna do?
Most people that's I'm gonna shut up.
No, go ahead, because I was gonna say we're gonna listen to a little bit of the video that I spoke on today. Yeah,
we can do that. Go ahead. We can do that.
About 10 minutes of it. Okay, let's
that,
Take
you know,
that,
that
take it.
the resources
I'm
and
going-
everything is
I wanna
allocated
watch it
to
too.
assure the safety. And if that person is playing games, then it really is of the service to everyone else, and the resources that were actually, taken to protect you and took it away from somebody else. And that's important.
And might I add, that's why service is so important. Because the respondent needs to know that they have an order of protection against them or a petition for an order of protection filed against them. And that's why there's a 14 to 21 day court date. So the respondent can come in to tell their side, because it may not be true, so they can exactly, specify what occurred, from their stance.
It's very important that people, that those kind of conversations, that's why, we try to always make sure that we educate, the process. We need to educate what the process is and how serious it is if you did something, because then you are going to become the perpetrator at that point. I mean, and again, that is something that we want to make sure that there's fairness to everyone involved, that there's time, those 21 days that you have time to file an appeal if you feel that you've been again, the system is there to work for you, but you've got to be able to trust the system, and that we're going to do whatever we can to ensure the safety, but also go after people that are using this tool as a game.
Yes, I've seen that, even with phone calls, not necessarily having the person just, you contacting the person that you have an order of protection against, and you shouldn't do that. Then you bait them in, and when they get over there, you call the police. It's
very emotional. It's
yeah,
a very
very.
emotional process, and you have to be ready for how people respond differently to emotions or act out on
Right.
emotions, and we have to always be very conscientious of that.
Right.
And I know that you asked earlier about men, and I couldn't help but think of a conversation that I recently had with someone, a male, that's being abused by his mate. And the thing about it is that it's such an embarrassment for a man to come and say, listen, I could outpower her. I choose not to. How do you handle men when they come? And can we speak to some men that may actually be victims of domestic violence to ensure them that it's no discrimination? Or, again, let me just ask the question and you tell me, how do you handle men when they come, and what could you say to them to make them feel safe?
I think it's important for any individual coming in, but to know that it's a safe space. We have people in place to make sure that you're safe. So whether it's the sheriffs or advocates or any of us, we take it very seriously. You're heard, you're seen, your story. We believe you. So I think it can be difficult for maybe some men to come in because they might feel like they're not believed in their side of the story because,
And I think a lot has to do also with our advocates that are out there. I mean, they're the ones that have first contact, and we will never ever discriminate on that ever. And we want especially male victims to know that if they are being abused, if they are victims of domestic violence, they need to report it, because that's the only way we're going to be able to, to deal with the situation and actually then see. Sometimes people don't realize that data is important. Collecting data and seeing these numbers, because we've seen more than ever since the COVID, a higher amount of domestic violence than we've ever seen in the past, and we're seeing it in males also.
Okay.
So again, I think that those couple of years or the year and a half that we were all stuck and at home.
I got some questions for you, but yes. Boy, it was spiked then. It spiked it. I remember.
Right. So at least it showed us that the females are not the only ones that are victims. That there are males, but males have to feel also that they will be protected. And again, it's up to our advocates to work with us in making sure that they are feeling comfortable, and that we're educating the folks out there that the domestic violence does not have a male or female behind. It could be a child. It can be a LGBTQ individual. It could be anyone out there. And listen, it's not always women. And again, I want the male population to understand that we will never discriminate, that we will treat them, and for them not to be embarrassed, because guess what? It can save their lives too.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Or doesn't it get so out of hand because of the fact that you've taken it for so long there should be no reason why anyone should sit at home
Hmm.
and feel victimized
That's
and
right.
not realize that there are resources out there regardless of your gender. That's gonna be very
I have another question for your assistant, Robin. Theodore, right? Okay, can you break down to the audience the types of domestic violence, and because some people,
Listen up.
they think just literally putting your hand on somebody, maybe you can break.
It can be verbal abuse, it can be emotional abuse,
Mm.
it can be withholding someone's children so that you see them, and it can be any type of just trauma that you cause to somebody
Mm.
is enough.
And also, you don't even have to know the person.
Mm.
It could be someone that is
Listen,
stalking you.
people.
Mm.
Even harassment through third parties,
Mm.
the internet, social media.
Wow.
You can, yes,
Wow.
absolutely.
See?
So it's a big one.
Wow.
So you can
See, I didn't know that.
Yes,
Through the
you
internet.
can file a petition for an order of protection, even if you're being harassed through social media.
I
Mm.
think more often than not, a lot of our petitioners are being harassed through electronic means. So, on social media, where someone's texting them or calling them. That's, I would say, our most common form.
And I want to slow down right here because this is really hit a tough spot. Because I had a young lady again.
All right, we're gonna hold it right there for right now. We'll come back to that. Listen, did you guys hear that? Did you hear that, Doc? I know you got me on mute, but man, some of it wow.
Oh, yeah, I was on mute. Yeah, I
Okay.
did hear that, and everything they said was the truth. It was the truth.
Wow.
Domestic violence is, like you said, after COVID, during COVID, it just went to an all-time high. People thought though they didn't like it. The divorce rate was so high in 2020 and 2021. I never seen it like my colleagues. We all had to get together, sit at the table like we never seen this before. Like what? It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. This is me. This is me. If you do not get along, go your separate ways. You don't need to hurt or harm another person. You don't need to hurt and harm another person or verbal abuse. Because verbal abuse to me is worse than physical abuse. Because I was verbally abused as a child. Please just go your separate ways. Let's see where you at, Mr. Johnson. Let's see where you at.
And you,
Please
yeah,
go your separate.
yeah, you're correct. You definitely are correct. If you can't get along,
Mm-mm.
separate. I believe in separation. Definitely
Me
separate.
too.
I believe in that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. We're taking more callers too. People call in. Let's talk about domestic violence. Call in number 872-299-0808 or 872-297-6389. All right, call in, people. We need some more callers to engage in this conversation. And domestic violence, I'm quite sure we all know someone or either ourselves been involved in a domestic violence relationship, both males and females. And if you notice, the Madam Clerk, she was stressing, men, don't be ashamed, because men are abused too as well. Real talk. Let's read what this sister said. She said that Raven Harris said, I lost my grandmother in her 30s in Chicago in 1970s to a domestic violence. Who I never got to meet. She had 7 children. One was my mother. In honor of her, I brought my grandmother the most beautiful headstone, coral color. Okay, beautiful. 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 All right. All right. We need some calls. So Sharon Williams said, let's see what she said. She said, my ex-boyfriend put me in a hospital 3 times. Now he's paralyzed. God don't like ugly. Wow.
Well, let me tell you all this story. It's a real quick story. I'm not going to take over.
Go ahead.
My best friend, we used to be best friends. When she was 14, she was dealing with this drug dealer. He threw her through the window. It used to be a Chinese restaurant, 130 King Drive. She killed him. She stabbed him in the butt, hit an artery, killed the man. Went to prison. You know, he was beating her at 14 years old. She stayed in jail until she was 18. This stuff is real, man, out here. Yeah, look, if y'all don't get along, let each other go. That's all I could say. Please let each other go, because your life is worth more than being thrown through a window.
Yes, correct.
You know, a beating or verbal abuse. Because to me, physically, but verbally, please, that is terrible. That man or that woman, both, I'm talking about both now, can say some things will hurt your feelings. It'll tear down your self-esteem. Let them go, please.
That's so
I'm going back on mute.
Okay, we got children too has been abused. Abused.
Yep, that too. Mm-hmm.
We have to be careful, people. We definitely have to be careful. This is a serious matter. I've asked all of you that's on this live tonight, go back and watch that live. It's about 47 minutes. And get your notepad and write things down, and you'll learn about domestic violence. They have a domestic violence hotline. Domestic violence is real, people. It's real. I've been there. I understand. I know it. It's real. It's real, people. I'm telling you. And you don't have to listen. Sharon he was bipolar schizophrenic, and he didn't take his man. He was and he was a veteran. Listen, let me just tell y'all some people. Domestic violence can happen to anybody. You could be a Christian. You can be a perfect person, loving, caring, nurturing person. It doesn't discriminate. Don't discriminate. So I'm asking you guys, make sure you go back to the video, listen to Madam Martinez and her deputy chief and a deputy chief assistant. They did a great job by coming today at Teamwork Inglewood to let us know what's going on. Great job. I mean, they did an excellent job. Broke it down. And also, Doc, they got a hotline where you can call in. They have over 200 languages. Ain't that something? 200. So you don't have to be American speaking. They got a lot of different languages. You can call if you're Arabic, if you speak Spanish, they got you. If you're German, they got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's great.
So far, we got 22 likes, 13 comments, 48 shares, 794 views, and then the next one is 30 likes, 63 comments, 46 shares. So people are looking at this video.
Yeah, they're looking.
Amen to that. Amen, because they are looking at it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's up, Jessica? We got a caller.
794 views.
Okay, cool. We have a caller. I think they still listen to the 7956. We'll see what this caller have to say.
We'll go back on mute.
Okay. 7956. Caller, you're live, uncut, and unedited. I want to hear from you. Hey, caller. Go ahead, caller.
I was joined.
Go ahead, caller. 7956. Go ahead.
Hey, Martin. This is Nathan calling.
Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, my mom dealt with domestic violence. You know, I was 9 years old. My father, this is kind of hard to talk about. My dad, he was verbally abusive to my mom, and being 9 years old, you don't know what's going on. So, had I not came downstairs, my dad probably would have hit my mom. But it took, when I got grown, that I found out the reason why they broke up. And I'm not a believer of any man putting his hands on a woman. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what she say, what she does. You walk away. You never put your hands on a woman. And I was mad at my dad for a long time for doing that. And he was, verbally abusive to me. cursing me as a child. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of bothered me up until this day, that sometimes when I call him, he's, when he gets mad, he just curses people out. That's his way of lashing out. And I never understood that. So we have to be careful and mindful of this domestic violence, because that's very, very serious. And I never, did my daughter that way. I give her the utmost respect. I never call out her name. I love my daughter. So what I have not been, the way my dad did me, I use that in reversal to treat my daughter the way that I wasn't treated. I try to give my daughter the unconditional love and support. And that's very important in a relationship, because we have to be very careful as parents what we do around our children, because they see things, and sometimes it can kind of traumatize them, even in their adulthood. It can traumatize him. I just wanted to kind of share that. And that's kind of hard for me to talk about, because I love my dad, but I just hated how he was always treating my mom. And I didn't find out until I got grown how he used to treat my mom from my older brothers and sisters, that he was verbally and physically abusive to my mother. So these things are real and they need to be talked about. And I'm glad, Martin, that you are addressing this discussion, you and the doctor, tonight.
Appreciate you.
I agree. And you know what? Let me chime in on this. That my mother was married 5 times. Her fourth husband raped me at 7 years old. Okay. And he abused my mother. They used to actually be on 103rd and Cottage Grove fighting in the middle of the street. And that's why my brother, he up in age now, he almost 60. He used to be out there fighting. He said that's what made him today, because he fights. He's so aggressive. You are right. It goes back to your childhood. That's why I don't have no argument, nothing around my daughter. Because, man, that tears you up as a child. It tears you up. I was raped over 150 times, you all. And I'm broadcasting this live on Mr. Mark Johnson Show. Yes, I am. And it's today, even sometimes today, I think about it. Like, man, so domestic violence is real. That's why I say separate. If y'all don't get along, you don't get along, just let each other go. Because, man, it will ruin your life. And not only will it ruin your life, it will ruin your kids. And your kids got to deal with this for the rest of their life. They got to deal with it, people. And I'm going to go back on mute, Mr. Johnson. I'm going to go back on mute, because this is nothing to play with. It's nothing. Do you all know how many clients I see every week of domestic violence? Almost 60. I'm tired. I say, I'm taking a vacation. I'm tired. Domestic violence alone, over 60 people. I got my co-workers helping me out. Like, what? If you two don't get along, get away from each other, period. I'm going on mute, Mr. John.
Okay. She's definitely right. When it comes to domestic violence, if you guys don't get along, but especially grown-ups. Now, we understand when it comes to children, they have really no way out unless they're taken out of the home or something. But when it comes to 2 adults or teenagers or something, you can separate. You have the power to walk away and separate. Well, you say, well, Martin, it's not that easy. I got to start all over. He take care of me. He pay all the bills and all that. You got to run for your life, dear sister. Mr. Man, if you get sexually abused or domestic violence, it can happen to you as well. And you're too afraid, you're too ashamed to admit that it's happening to you. Somebody got their phone. I got to put your phone on mute because I hear some sound or something. Thank you. So you're too proud to say that you are a victim of domestic violence. as being a male. They also have a hotline for you as well. They have help for domestic violence victims, whether you are a LGBTQ person, whether you are a male or female. They have resources for domestic violence victims, even if you are a small child. A small child. So this message is real important. If you have not seen the video, please go back to the video and listen to it. And some things that I learned today that I didn't know, you don't need a police report to get a court order against a person in a domestic violence, get an order of protection. You don't need a report. See, back in my day, you needed a police report. Also, in this new day and time, you could be bullied. That's a form of domestic violence, threatened. So it's real out here, people. Definitely real.
And you could be bullied online. You could be bullied on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
We throw that at you. You can be bullied on Facebook as well. TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
All online servers. You don't need no police report. All you got to do is call 311.
Mm-hmm. I got a domestic violence hotline on here. It's 800-799-7233. That's a domestic violence hotline. Nobody wants to talk about this, Doc. They're ashamed. I don't understand. I understand.
But that's because they're embarrassed.
Yeah.
More so ashamed, they're embarrassed, and they're scared. And then not only that, they're codependent on the other person. Sometimes, a lot of times, okay, I'm going to tell this another story. They're not black. They're Arabian. Okay, they think so different from us. I've never seen them like this. This woman's Arabian. I cannot tell this man's name because I might die tomorrow. I'm not going to tell his name. He is very known in Arabia. A matter of fact, he's so known that this man no. Okay? Now, he's beating his wife. He's having sex with 10 women that I know of. Okay? I am his therapist. This man here gives his wife, okay, let me start over. His wife is white. He's Arabian. He mistreats her. They got like 7 kids together. And he goes back to Arabia and sleep with, guess what? Men and women. And then he come back and call her all kind of names. I had the nerve to put her out his house. Now she's living with her daughter, who is married to some king in Arabia. I'm like this. What? He paid me $100,000 to keep my mouth closed because I could never say his name or I will die. And I'm like, this man is something. It's all kind of forms of domestic violence, people. Just don't put up with. This woman lived with me for 2 weeks. I got her own place. She's a white woman. She lived with me. What white woman gonna live with me in South Shore? She was like, I thank you so much. I helped her out. That was last year. Now she's doing really well. I said, amen, girl, amen. Her husband is something else, and he's still something else. Some people is just, they're mean. Like they got the evil spirit in them. I don't know. It's weird. My guess is to you all, this is my thing. Get away from them. I see over 60 people a week. I'm tired. I had to get my colleagues involved. Like, I cannot continue to see all these people. I'm sorry. I just can't. That's too much on me. And so I had to get my colleagues involved. Domestic violence is real, people. If you listening tonight, listen to Mr. Johnson over here. Please listen to him. Because call that number. I have a number too, but I ain't going there. I'm going to let Mr. Johnson do his thing. Call that number and get some help. Because, man, I see so much. See, the problem is, Martin, this is the problem. somebody gonna end up dead.
Mhm.
You see what happened over here on 74th Street? That was domestic violence. That young girl, her mama was looking for her and dropped her off at that place. He killed her. Think about that. He killed her. They was talking about Scott Peterson today on the news. I said, I wonder what they talking about. He killed all his wives just about. Because he has a problem. Some people have a problem. It's not your job to figure out their problem. Get away from them. I'm going back on mute.
Okay. We're gonna have a short show tonight. I'm tired. I just want to come on here and let you guys talk about that. And I appreciate Nathan. Did you want to say anything before we end this segment? Nathan, brother Nathan. I guess not. Nathan probably on mute. All right, I want to thank you guys for.
But let me say this to Nathan.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this to Nathan, Mr. Martin, that I'm so sorry everything that happened to you, and I pray that you're getting some type of therapy because even I get therapy. You know, to talk sometimes is good to talk it out. Please get some therapy. Talk it out because we all been through something. We all have a story, and I'm so sorry what happened to you, and I'm gonna leave it at that. God bless you. And I pray that whoever did that to you, you know, I'm just, God bless you. And I'm going to leave it at that.
All right, people, we're going to close it out. We've been on here 41 minutes and about 51 seconds. And I appreciate you guys. This is live, uncut, unedited. We got the a domestic hotline put up. It's up. Well, actually, you can go down in the messenger and get it. And I thank you guys because let's take this serious. Especially women, little small children, we have to take this serious. We have to be able to identify domestic violence. We have to run to get help. They have advocates. Like the doctor said, call 311, people. And I'm out of here. I hope I helped someone tonight. I hope I spoke some truth, speak volumes. Go back and look at the video, people. You already know what it is. Live, uncut, unedited. Tell the truth and shame the devil.